Businesses shut, supply chains interrupted, jobs lost. The chances of Britain leaving the EU on October the 31st without a deal to regulate trade have become all too real. Warnings about the potential consequences from manufacturing to medicines now joined by the Food and Drink Federation.
So we know there's going to be disruption at the ports, particularly across the short straits between England and France, where a lot of our food comes from. And we know that that will have knock-on effects, that there will be some shortages of food in the UK in the weeks and months after a no-deal Brexit.
The food industry isn't alone, and UK transport authorities attempted earlier this year to test the scenario of sudden customs checks leading to long queues at the main UK-EU ports of trade. An exercise that involved parking trucks at a disused airfield did little to allay fears. But Brexit supporters, including the new Foreign Secretary in Canada drumming up interest in a trade deal this week, say the short-term pain of a hard Brexit are worth it for the long-term gains.
We want to expand our horizons and raise our level of ambitions in the world. And as part of that, we want to take our friendship with Canada and the Canadian people to the next level.
In its first fortnight in office, the Johnson government has made clear that if the EU won't renegotiate the existing withdrawal agreement, then a no-deal Brexit is inevitable. And as for those dire industry warnings, well, the government seems largely to shrug them off. Never mind that lorry loads of fresh produce wouldn't last long sitting on a disused airstrip, and retailers say even efforts at stockpiling dry goods will be complicated by the fact that warehouses are already filling up ahead of Christmas. Most MPs have vacated Westminster for the summer recess. But remember those late-night knife-edge votes in the spring? Well, never far from their minds now will be the battle to come between those who support the government's no-deal threat and those who want to stop it.
In Parliament, that will be all that people are talking about. And already you hear the reports about MPs meeting to try and figure out ways they can stop the government taking us to no deal. What we don't know, because we've had so little time to watch Boris Johnson interact with Parliament, we only had one day before the recess, is whether sufficient numbers of Conservative MPs will be willing to take that ultimate step of voting their government down to try and stop no deal.
A fraught autumn of politics lies ahead. Jonah Hull, Al Jazeera, London.